So yesterday in the NBA was filled with NBA headlines. A couple people on the move, a couple people got traded. My team, if you don't know, I'm a Lakers fan. We managed to make a couple moves. Uh, as you know, a couple weeks ago we talked about Luka's whole situation with wanting a list center or a top tier center, whatever you want to call it. Top tier center, A-list center. He said he went out and pretty much put the pressure on the Lakers and said that, hey, I want a top tier center this offseason. So I don't know if his idea was Walker Kessler, but we went and got you Walker Kessler. And also, along with going to get Walker Kessler, we also signed Quentin Grimes yesterday. So those a couple moves that the Lakers pulled off. So I was a little energized about that. I think they're pretty two solid signings. Two solid signings. We also managed to sign Colin Sexton as well. So pause on that, but. I mean, good bit. I feel like he's a good like 6-man energizer off the bench, so I feel like he'll help us in those areas. Also with Walker Kessler, excuse me. We also managed to sign him to a new 4-year contract. Make sure you get this right. He'll have a 4-year, $130 million contract with the Lakers once he gets traded over from the Jazz. In return, the Jazz are getting 2 first-round draft picks from us, from the Los Angeles Lakers, excuse me, and 2 first-round pick swaps out of the deal. And once again, and Walker Kessler will get out of it that he's on the Lakers now, and also that he gets a new 4-year, $130 million contract. Like I said, we also managed to sign Quentin Grimes and also sign Colin Sexton, so pause. But those were a couple of signings that the Lakers managed to pull off yesterday, so I was pretty excited about that. But then later on in the day, we got some more news from our competitor, if you will. If you don't know, the Lakers and Celtics, we don't get along, okay? Now, I'll be honest, I'm not one of those people that, I just, it's just, it's not like I hate everybody that's a Celtic fan or anything like that. No, it's all love, but, there is a rivalry there, right? So you understand. With that being said, the Celtics traded Jaylen Brown yesterday to the Philadelphia 76ers in return for Paul George. And coming from outside looking in perspective, and we talked about a little bit of the Jaylen Brown drama that he was going through with this offseason. Earlier on the show, we talked about it maybe about like a month or two ago, the whole him and Stephen A drama, and plus the whole him and I guess you could say him and Joel Embiid and drama too. Him and Joel Embiid had a little back and forth, I guess you could say, where Jaylen Brown pretty much said that, or hinted around to the fact that Joel Embiid flops. And if you don't know what flops mean or flop mean, it's an NBA term or a sports term that means basically like you're acting like you're not really getting fouled, you're not really getting pushed, you're not really getting hit, you're just like trying to get the refs to blow the whistle, Paul. So you're just like flopping, trying to hope you get a foul call. So that's what Jaylen Brown accused Joel Embiid of doing. And I'm one of those people. I just got to say this because I know SGA gets some flack for it. Trae Young gets some flack for it. People like that. Harden gets some flack for it. I just got to go out on a limb and just say this right now. The whole thing with flopping, and we're going to get back to the trade and stuff in a minute, but I just got to say this. The whole thing with flopping in general, and I think I said this in that Jaylen Brown video, but I'm going to say it again. Everyone, I don't get like why that's supposed to be like a downgrade for anyone. Like people who say SGA flops, like, oh yeah, SGA is flopping, that's how you get all the free throws. Well, if it's working, and if the refs are calling the fouls, if they're calling the fouls, he's going to the free throw line, and him showing the aggression of going to the rim is paying off with him getting the free throws. What's the problem? Like if it wasn't paying off, that's where I could feel like where the problem would be. Like if you're just like if SGA is driving to the rim every time, and every time he drive to the rim he just fall. And ain't no foul call, ain't no stoppage of the game, no foul call, no whistle, no nothing. They just back on defense. If that happens, then I can understand why people would be complaining, because at that point, your offense loses possession of the basketball more than likely. You're losing a potential play that you could have actually scored off of. You're losing a chance to, if it's a close game, you're losing a chance to go up or pause on that. But if it's a close game, you're either losing a chance to take the lead or extend your lead, or if it's a close game and you're losing a chance to kind of cut into that lead. So I would understand it from that perspective. But like for the people like the SGAs and the Hardens and like I said, the Trae Youngs, who people say they flop, as long as it's paying off, they're getting some payback from it. I feel like that's just them being smart. Like they know, if I drive to the rim and I really like drive to the rim seriously, I know that if I really drive to the rim seriously, there's a chance that I could get my effort rewarded. I can get my effort rewarded for driving to the rim. I drive to the rim and get the foul call. We get a foul call. We shoot the free throws. So my effort is being rewarded because I drove to the rim. I got a foul call. Now we're going to the free throw line. So I don't have a problem with that at all. But he accused Joel Embiid of doing that, and that's not, understandably so. Players, and like I say, rightfully so, they don't look at that like, oh, flopping or having like, they look at that as like disrespectful. And once again, understandably so, I would as well. Like if you just say, oh yeah, you're flopping. Like anybody would look at that as disrespectful. So Jaylen Brown pretty much said that Joel Embiid does that, and said that the NBA needs to, or NBA and its refs needs to stop this, and it has ruined the game, if you will. Now that was after Jaylen Brown and the Celtics had lost to the 76ers after blowing a 3-1 lead. Pause. So it was a lot of controversy going on, but imagine all of that I just told you, right? He blasted the NBA refs because of the 76ers. He blasted Joel Embiid because of the series and the fact that he flops and all of that drama, right? Imagine my surprise when, after all of that, Jaylen Brown is now teammates with Joel Embiid. Like that was a hilarious like instance for me yesterday, at least. Like when I heard about the trade, it was just so like interested. Like, what, you said all of that about him, and I know in hindsight, Jaylen Brown had no idea that he was gonna be on the same team with Joel Embiid. Like he had no idea that was gonna happen. But it's just funny to me that he was like, yeah, man, like, yeah, Joel Embiid, man, yeah, we would have won if he just all that flopping, man, and it's ruining the game of basketball. And the refs, they need to clamp down on it, man. They need to stop all that flopping. And then like like a month or so later, you're his teammate. that's crazy. So that's pretty interesting. But the deal ended up working out like this, to let you guys know. So the deal was this. The 2024 NBA Finals MVP and 5-time All-Star, also the league's fourth leading scorer this past season, is getting traded to the Celtics. Getting traded by the Celtics to the Philadelphia 76ers. In return, Boston is getting 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks in the deal, and also getting Paul George back as well. So now Paul George will team up with Jason Tatum in Boston, and once again, Jaylen Brown is off to the Philadelphia 76ers. Once again, the 2024 NBA Finals MVP, 5-time All-Star, and 4th leading scorer in this past season is off to the Philadelphia 76ers. And in return, the Celtics once again get Paul George, 2 first-round picks, and 2 second-round picks as well. And my reaction to the trade, or like I said, was just shock, because I was thinking about the Jaylen Brown stuff. But the whole trade in general, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge Paul George fan. I love Paul George's game. Paul George has that like laid back, but can do like once again laid back game, like chill game. No pun intended. But anyway, he has that laid back chill game, but it's like he can do everything on the court. So it's like he's a super like he's a star of a player, but he can do everything. But he's like laid back, chill, and he could just subtly take over the game. Like Paul George is one of them players. Like he could start off a night and have 23 points, or he can have one of them games start off the night and end up with 45 points. Like it's just you never know with PG because he's so talented that he can turn it on a little bit. Like he can turn it on to the point to where you win the game, or he can turn it on to the point to where he takes over the game. That's where Paul George kind of ranks in my opinion, like as far as his play style. I've always gotten that vibe with Paul George, honestly. Like even like really more since his OKC days, I kind of got that vibe from him. Like he's the person, like I said, he can turn it on to the point to where you win the game. Like, okay, you get enough to win the game and coast through, right? No problem with that at all. Or if he flips the switch and is able to turn it on to the point to where he takes over the game, he can do both. Like he's that versatile, he's that talented to where he can do all of those things. He's been blessed with that ability. And I feel like that the Celtics getting Paul George in return isn't a bad return, especially because you're trading Jaylen Brown, and Jaylen Brown is falling into the category of, like I always say, you guys know my sentiment with trades. Normally, when you get the players like Jaylen Brown, or like the player that Jaylen Brown is more so becoming, you're not gonna get fair compensation, or you're not gonna get equal compensation. Let me not say that. You get fair compensation, but you're not going to get equal compensation, because to get equal compensation for players like Jaylen Brown, you would be essentially trading Jaylen Brown for Jaylen Brown. Any team that wants to trade for your star player more than likely isn't going to give you a star player like they're trying to trade for. That's more than likely not going to happen. So, for example, like Giannis, you guys know Giannis got traded like last week. And we talked about that on the channel. Same thing I said in that video. My view on trades is this. If I'm asking you to trade me Giannis, more than likely, I don't have a Giannis on my team. And if I do have a Giannis on my team, I want to pair them together. I don't want to, okay, trade me Giannis, and I'm going to trade you my Giannis in return, because then we're in the same boat. You got one and I got one. Like, no, I'm trying to pair them together. So I'm going to trade you other assets that are fair compensation to where you can rebuild your team up to how you want, get picks in return where you're able to stack up on picks and still manage to kind of run your situation how you want to, with just moving the asset to me, and I'm giving you fair compensation to where you can rebuild the team how you want to in return, or and maybe like a solid player and a couple role players in return, to where you can also have some supporting cast as you build your team up how you want to. You can have those role players already in place. That's more than likely what you're going to get for somebody like Jaylen Brown. You're going to get fair compensation. And in this deal, I know it's a lot of criticism going around this deal. I know Celtics fans are going, it was so many Celtics fans going crazy online yesterday because this deal happened. But listen, let's put our rivalry to the side really quick. Okay, let's put our rivalry to the side really quickly. All right, Celtics fans, look, I know y'all like the Celtics, I like the Lakers. Let's put that rivalry to the side real quick. I'm just let Chill just talk to you real quick. I know it wasn't the deal that you probably thought you were going to get. I know that. I know. But hear me out real quick. The deal wasn't as bad as it's hyped up to be. It wasn't. think about it. Okay, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. Paul George, who, while Paul George is not prime Paul George anymore, he's not PG-13 anymore. He's not, well, he's still PG-13. That's his nickname, but he's not like prime Paul George anymore. I don't feel like he's in his prime anymore. Now I feel like he still has the talent to take over a game. I do believe that. I don't think that's gone anywhere. I just think he's not in his prime anymore. But hear me out. If Jason Tatum takes over this team like I know he can, and I know, matter of fact, I know he can, like I know he will, okay, because Jason Tatum, dog, you're talented enough to take this team to great heights by yourself. I'm just being straight up honest with you. So, if Jason Tatum takes over this team like I expect him to, all Paul George is going to have to do is play that number 2 role. Jaylen Brown was playing the 1B role or the 1A role. It just depended on what night it was. He might be 1A tonight. He might be 1B on Tuesday. That's how it happens. On Monday he's 1A. On Friday he's 1B. On Saturday he 1A again. That's how the rotation, if you will, that's how it went. Like that's how it kind of lined up to be. And that's no flack on Tatum or Brown. It's just they're so talented that I feel like this game Jaylen Brown would be the guy. This game Tatum would be the guy. It depends on what's the game, what's happening, who are they facing, what's on the who has the better night. It just depends on what's going on. It depends on who's gonna be the guy on a night to night basis, or at least that's how it looked in my view. Now you have a solidified hierarchy, if you will. And I just say that for lack of a better way to say it, but you have a certified hierarchy, okay? Okay, a certified role. You have certified roles laid out. Tatum is 1A, or I'm sorry, Tatum is 1. Tatum is 1. He's 1 and he's 1 and he's 1. He's 1. Ain't no 1B, he's 1. Paul George is 2. Everybody else. That's the role that you have now. That you didn't have that solidified in the past. Even if I know some Celtics fans like Brown more, some like Tatum more, some think Brown's the guy, some think Tatum's the guy. You don't have to worry about that no more because Tatum is now hands down no 1B, no, he's undoubtedly 1 right now. He's 1. And then PG is 2. Everybody else. You have that solidified now. So now it's no longer that confusion of who's supposed to take over the game. There's no confusion of that because you know Tatum is supposed to do that. Right? He's the one guy. He's supposed to do that. But if something happens, PG can step up and do his thing. Now that's solidified now. I know it's not the deal that you probably were expecting, and I understand that. I get that. But the deal, in my opinion, isn't that bad. Like, it's not. And I know if you got to say it's not that bad, then it's probably bad. But I'm being straight up honest with you. Like, this deal, in my view, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a Laker fan, but, like, I get it. Like, I get the disappointment, but I don't see, like, really the reason to freak out over it. Like, okay, you lost Jaylen Brown. Let's face it. With everything he was going through in Boston, with everything he was, starting to go through with the media and Stephen A. and the drama and going on Twitch and everything, and don't get me wrong, that's his right. I have no problem with Jaylen Brown going on Twitch and just kind of moving to the beat of his own drum. I have no problem with that. Because that's his right. He can do that. But with everything like that, and with how the drama was like leading up, and how once again the confusion between the two stars, I kind of felt like one of them were gonna leave anyway. And I hate to say that, but I just believe that eventually was going to happen. I always saw like a Damian Lillard, C.J. McCollum type of thing. Like, and I'm not comparing them to them. I'm just saying, like, as far as C.J. and Dame were great together, right? They were like C.J. McCollum and Damian Lillard were great together. They were great teammates, and they got along, and they were, one of them could take over the game, or the other one could take over the game, and they could kind of do the same thing, and they kind of had the same play style to a point, to an extent. But I always got the feeling, pause, that eventually one of them gonna have to go. And it's no like, oh well, this one is better. So it's not like saying one is better than this one or one. It's not even that. It's just a thing of eventually, if that 1A, 1B system is not like winning consistently. Now, granted, the Celtics did win the NBA title with that dynamic, but if it's not winning consistently to where the team can see, okay, having this 1A, this 1B system works like consistently, it's not gonna last too long, because let's just call a spade now. From a GM perspective, if you were paying these millions of dollars to these players, right, and you gotta pay, you gotta pay Brown that bag, you gotta pay Tatum that bag, right? So you paying all this money, plus the supporting cast, plus the role players you bring in, plus like I said, the supporting cast, the people that support your stars, right? Plus the coaches, plus the staff you gonna bring in, plus the training staff, plus the all these people that you have to bring in to make sure this is a cohesive unit. Would you feel comfortable paying all them millions and all that out your pocket, right? And you got two stars, and just calling a spade, other than once, it don't look like that having two stars works. I'm just saying, if it don't look like, because you got to think, you have other people that have money into this, other people that will be advising you, and other people that will be telling you things. And the reality is, other than once, okay, it don't look like your 1A, 1B system is working. Now, granted, Tatum was hurt, but it don't look like it's working. You just blew a 3-1 lead. It don't look like your 1A, 1B system is working. So there's one solution to that. Either we can keep going with this and hope it works until eventually to where you get tired of it and you just be like, okay, well, let's just keep trying to make it work. And then what's going to happen then is then the players get unhappy with the situation, and then they're just going to force their way out. Or you can do what the Celtics did. You have these players, like I said, 1A, 1B, however you want to rank them, that's fine. You can trade one of them and get a solidified number 2. That's what they did, and that's why I feel like this deal was a win for them. Or if not a win, it was a fair deal, because you get that certified number 2. Tatum's number 1 now. He's number 1. He's that guy now, right? Tatum is the number 1 guy now, right? Hands down, no doubt, no 1B, no nothing. He's the 1, solidified 1. All right? And then PG is the 2. That's how it is. And then everybody else. So now when it comes down to clutch games, when it comes down to moments to where, they need something to happen, it's no longer even, and it helps the coach out as well, because it's no longer that confusion of, well, dang, well, should I let Tatum take the shot, or should I let Brown take the shot? Hold on. Let me see how many. Okay, how many points Brown got? Okay, Brown got 29 points now. Okay, but Tatum got 31. So let me see. I don't know who I'm. It ain't that no more. If y'all get into a clutch game, you know who taking the shot. It's Tatum. You know who taking the shot. It's Tatum. Unless you see a situation to where, okay, let's let PG or let's let someone else take the shot. You have that solidified order now. And for the Sixers look like one of the best. The Sixers are going to give the Knicks a run for their money next year. Because they are looking they got Maxey, they got Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, Jaylen Brown, VJ, like all these people, they gonna give the Sixers a run for the Knicks a run for their money next year. Plus, you got the Heat over there with Giannis and Bam. And then, I hate to end the video like this. And then if the Sixers really want to put it over the top, hey, Bron is a free agent. I'm just saying, Bron is a free agent. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, it's heating up, man. This NBA offseason is heating up for sure. We're going to see what happens, though, for real. But, yeah, some stuff went down. Let me know what you think in the comments below, man. And I'll be here with your updates tomorrow, Friday. Chill Report. See y'all tomorrow, man. Peace.